throughout your time on ESPN, you never hid your Cleveland fandom. Cleveland was always a big part of your persona, even as a national sportscaster. As a Cleveland sports fan and a prominent ESPN personality at the time, what was it like watching the decision?
Really tough. I'm not going to lie. I had all my eggs in the basket that he was going to stay home. You know, home is a special. Home is, you know, where are you from, Brandon?
I'm from Long Island, New York.
Okay, so that's always going to be a special place for you. And I don't know if you live there now, but if you don't and you have an opportunity to go back, I'm guessing you're going to want to go back. It's home, family, friends, familiarity, sports teams that you care about. Like, all I ever wanted to do in my career was get back to Cleveland. So for me, I'm looking at LeBron, who is from Northeast Ohio, played there right out of high school. It was the only home he had ever known. I just thought, of course, he's an Ohio kid. Ohio kids, when they can, stay home. So when he went on TV to break up with us, that was tough, man. That was tough. But fast forward a couple of years, when he is a free agent again, and now he's got 2 titles to his legacy. So he's obviously checked those boxes that in order to be considered an all-time great, you have to check. When it was up in the air as to where he was going to go, of course, everybody in Bristol said, oh, he's going to go to New York because the Knicks were heavily involved in trying to bring him back or bring him there. But even then, I said, no, he's going to come home. Was an Ohio kid who left. And like most Ohio kids I know, like myself, when we leave, we got one thing on our mind. How do we get back? And I was very confident that he was going to come back. I think probably one of the highlights of my career was being able to be on air and be the one that announced to the national audience that he was coming home. I just thought that how appropriate. Me, Chris Broussard, who else was on the set? Mark
Windhorst
Stein and Brian Windhorst. And, you know, 3 of the 4 guys had Ohio ties. Brew played college basketball in Ohio. Windhorst obviously covered LeBron when he was in high school, I think for the Akron Beacon Journal, and then later, you know, he went to ESPN as kind of a LeBron reporter. So it was funny. We were doing a segment on SportsCenter talking about what he's going to do. It was July 11th. We knew that a decision had to be coming soon. We go to commercial break. My producer gets in my ear and says, "Are you ready for this?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "He's coming home." And that was it. Like, it was total euphoria for me, for the other guys on the set that were rooting for him to come home. And we said, we're coming out of the commercial break. Jay, perfectly fitting that you get to tell America that LeBron James is coming home, because, you know, it wasn't out yet. All that happened was, I think Curry wrote the letter and they put it out on Sports Illustrated or however they were disseminating it. But within seconds, we were reporting on it on SportsCenter. So even though we didn't break the story, we were the ones that were delivering the news to the masses.
Sure.
And we stayed on and did live coverage for a couple of hours. And it was one of the truly amazing experiences. And I had many of them during my time at ESPN. I was so blessed to get to do and cover the things I did. But that was, for me, the highlight. And it sort of took away the pain of him leaving. And then obviously him finishing the deal and winning a title before he left again kind of made it all worthwhile, because like the Watson deal, it's a failure if he comes home and they don't win another one, because now he's truly in the prime of his career and he knows what it takes to win. But they came dangerously close to not getting that, being down 3-1 in 16 to the Warriors. But being in Cleveland when they clinched Game 7, being right there in the plaza between Progressive Field, where the now Guardians play, and Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, where the Cavs play. That place was packed because there was a live audience watching it on the Jumbotron inside, and there were thousands of fans out in the plaza between the two stadiums. It's a night I'll never forget as long as I live. So, you know, that was definitely one of the highlights of my time there.